Every handcrafted piece begins long before the first cut. It begins with an idea that a simple piece of wood can become something meaningful, something that carries memories, celebrates love, and stays with someone for years to come. Today, I'm creating a unique wedding ring using 3 completely different materials: a strong black ceramic ring core, beautiful olive wood, and stunning blue pearl epoxy resin. Each one brings its own character. The ceramic core offers incredible strength and comfort for everyday wear. The olive wood adds warmth, natural beauty, and grain that can never be duplicated. And the blue pearl epoxy creates incredible depth, changing its appearance every time light touches its surface. No 2 rings will ever look exactly the same. That is the beauty of handmade craftsmanship. Let's get started. Everything begins with selecting the right piece of olive wood. Olive wood has always fascinated me. Every blank tells its own story through the grain, the colors, and the natural patterns created over decades of growth. Nature has already done the hardest part. My job is simply to reveal its beauty. The wood is carefully prepared and cut to size. Every measurement matters. When working on a ring, even the smallest mistake becomes visible. That's why patience is one of the most important tools in the workshop. Next, I prepared the black ceramic ring core. Ceramic is incredibly durable, scratch-resistant, lightweight, and comfortable to wear. It provides the perfect foundation for a ring that is designed to last for many years while maintaining its elegant appearance. Now comes the exciting part: bringing the wood and the ceramic together. This is where separate materials slowly begin to transform into one complete piece. Every step has to be accurate, because precision at this stage determines the quality of the finished ring. Now it's time to introduce the material that gives this ring its distinctive personality. Blue pearl epoxy resin. This isn't simply blue resin. The pearl pigments create movement inside the material. As the ring turns in your hand, different shades of blue appear from every angle. Sometimes it looks like a calm ocean. Sometimes it almost glows beneath the surface. Every pore creates its own completely unique pattern. Even if I repeated this exact process tomorrow, the result would never be identical. That's one of the reasons I love working with epoxy. Every project becomes one of a kind. While the resin cures, it's worth remembering that handcrafted work takes time. Good craftsmanship cannot be rushed. Every stage builds on the previous one, and every detail matters. If you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate your support. A simple like helps this video reach more people who enjoy woodworking and handmade craftsmanship. And if you're new here, welcome to our workshop. Once everything has fully cured, it's finally time to mount the blank onto the lathe. This is always my favorite part. Watching rough materials slowly reveal their final shape never gets old. With every careful cut, the ring becomes lighter, smoother, and more refined. Little by little, the final design begins to appear. The olive wood starts showing its beautiful grain. The blue pearl resin begins reflecting the light, and the ceramic core creates a clean and elegant contrast. This is where imagination slowly becomes reality. Turning a ring requires complete concentration. There is very little room for error. Every movement has to be controlled. Every cut has to be intentional. Removing too much material cannot be undone. That's why I always prefer taking many small cuts instead of one large one. Sometimes slower really is faster. As the shape becomes more refined, the ring starts revealing its true personality, The warm natural tones of the olive wood blend beautifully with the rich blue pearl resin. Nature meets modern craftsmanship. Traditional materials meet contemporary design. This balance is exactly what I wanted to achieve. If you'd like to own a handmade ring like this, or if you're searching for a truly meaningful gift, we'd love to welcome you to our website. Simply visit Pipejawood. There you'll find our collection of handcrafted wooden rings, fountain pens, wooden bowls, personalized gifts, pet urns, and many other unique creations, all handmade by our family in our small workshop. Every single piece is made individually. Nothing is mass-produced, nothing is copied, only genuine handmade craftsmanship. Now it's time for sanding. This is probably the longest part of the entire process, and definitely one of the most important. A perfect finish isn't created during polishing, it's created during sanding. Every grit removes the marks from the previous one, again and again, patiently, until every surface becomes perfectly smooth. It's a slow process, but it's also one of the most satisfying parts of the entire build. This is where patience truly pays off. Every sanding stage removes the tiny marks left behind by the previous grit. Little by little, the surface becomes smoother. The edges become softer. The shape becomes more refined. There are no shortcuts here. Every minute spent sanding will be visible in the final result. Sometimes the difference between a good ring and an exceptional one comes down to the details that most people will never notice. With every sanding stage, the olive wood becomes richer and more vibrant. Hidden grain patterns slowly begin to appear. The blue pearl resin becomes clearer with every pass, revealing new reflections and incredible depth beneath the surface. The transition between the wood, the resin, and the ceramic core becomes almost invisible. Instead of three different materials, they begin to feel like one complete design. And that's exactly what I love most about this process. Watching separate materials slowly transform into something that looks as if nature created it this way from the very beginning. I'm curious, which part of the process do you enjoy watching the most? Is it shaping on the lathe, working with epoxy, or maybe the sanding and finishing? For this ring, I'm using two different types of CA glue. First, a thin CA glue that penetrates and seals the surface. Then, a medium CA glue to build a durable protective layer. This combination creates an incredibly strong finish while preserving the natural beauty of the olive wood and the depth of the blue pearl epoxy resin. Once the finish has fully cured, the real refinement begins. The entire surface is carefully sanded through progressively finer grits, all the way up to 5000 grit. This stage takes patience, but it's absolutely worth the effort. Every sanding step removes microscopic imperfections left by the previous grit, creating a surface that's already incredibly smooth even before polishing. Finally, I used the polishing compound from Dein Epoxidharz, specially developed for polishing epoxy resin. It brings out an incredible gloss and enhances the depth of the blue pearl pigments, making the resin almost appear three-dimensional. Combined with the warm tones of the olive wood, the result is a finish that's silky, smooth, highly durable, and beautiful from every angle. This is the moment when all the previous hours of work finally come together. If you're enjoying this transformation, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel grow and allows more people to discover handmade craftsmanship. This ring is now almost complete. Before calling it finished, every surface is inspected. Every edge is checked. The inside of the ring is carefully examined to make sure it's perfectly comfortable to wear. The finish is inspected from every angle under different lighting. Only when everything feels exactly right is the ring ready to leave the workshop. Because every customer deserves something created with care, not something rushed, not something ordinary, something that can be worn for years and still remind them that it was made by human hands. Something truly unique. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. Your support means more than you probably realize. Every view, every comment, every like, and every order helps us continue building our dream and creating these handmade pieces in our small family workshop. I'd also love to hear your opinion. Would you wear a ring made from olive wood and blue pearl epoxy? Or would you choose a completely different combination? Maybe walnut, oak, purple heart, or something even more unusual? Leave your ideas in the comments below. You never know, your suggestion might become my next project. If this ring caught your attention and you'd like to own it, you'll find it on our website, Pipejawood. The exact ring featured in this video is available through the link in the description below. You'll also discover handcrafted fountain pens, wooden bowls, personalized gifts, pet urns, and many other unique creations, each made with the same passion and attention to detail you've seen throughout this video. Thank you once again for watching and supporting our journey. If you haven't already, I'd love to invite you to subscribe so you won't miss future wood turning projects, resin creations, and unique handmade gifts. And speaking of the next video, this ring deserves something just as special to protect it. So next time I'll take you behind the scenes and show you exactly how we create our unique handmade wooden ring boxes. Starting with a simple piece of wood, you'll see every step as it transforms into an elegant box designed specifically for rings like this. I think you're really going to enjoy that build. Until next time, thank you for being here, take care, and I'll see you in the next project.